Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the University of Colorado Denver's ESL Academy College Week Live presentation. It is 9 o'clock here in Denver, Colorado. So good afternoon or good evening from wherever you are logging in from today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the ESL Academy, which is a program of the University of Colorado Denver. And then once I'm finished with the presentation and slides, I welcome you to ask any questions that you might have. So my name is Marcel Bolintiam, and I am the acting director of the ESL Academy. It's my responsibility here to make sure that all of our students are academically proficient in English and that our instructors are able to provide you with the resources you need to be successful as a university student. While we do accept students from all over the world, our primary mission is for university-bound students. We do accept students on a short-term basis as well. So if you are looking to come to the United States for a short period or study abroad for a semester or a year, we welcome those students as well. Let's get started. Here at the ESL Academy, our motto is English immersion. That means that you are exposed to English wherever you go, every classroom you go, every space that you walk into in the ESL Academy. You will discover a world of academic, cultural, and social opportunities here. We have students from all over the world, including Asia, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and South America, and some portions of Europe as well, and Africa. As a result, you are surrounded by students from all over the world, and you are forced to speak English. We have a diverse student body. We expect students to speak English in class, speak English in the hallways. We also have students at the University of Colorado Denver who come here and offer conversation hour with our students. So by socializing and learning 5 hours a day, we hope that you will acquire the language skills that you need to be successful in university. Here at the ESL Academy, we have flexible start dates. We know that your personal and professional commitments may not always allow you to start at a specific time. The traditional start date in university is usually in the fall, August and September, but we have flexible start dates 5 times a year. At the end of this presentation, I will provide you with a link to our website so that you can check when our start dates are, but there are traditionally 2 in the spring, 1 in the summer, and then 2 again in the fall. Students who come here full-time are eligible to receive an I-20, which is part of having an F1 visa. You'll take classes 5 hours a day from Monday through Thursday, 9 o'clock to 3, and then again you'll have classes from 9 to 12. Friday afternoons are free. Of course, you'll have lots of homework to do and continue practicing English, but because there's so much here to do in Denver, Colorado, Friday afternoons free, plus a long weekend gives you a lot of opportunity and free time to pursue personal activities and other things you need to do while you're here. We are an intensive English program, and that means that our course curriculum is academically rigorous and designed for university prep. We have a strong graduation rate. We have a core curriculum, which includes grammar, writing, reading, and listening, speaking. Students focus on developing academic writing, critical reading, and thinking skills. You also learn how to write research papers, and we also teach you how to give presentations in front of your classmates. We also have afternoon skills, which are offered in vocabulary spelling, accent reduction, rhetoric and logic, American culture and criticism, and university prep. To the student who is from the Ukraine, I'd like to just answer your question really quickly. Maria Kaluginichina. Once we finish this presentation, you will have a link to our website where you can learn more about applying to the university. If you do not have the language proficiency to go directly to the university, then you would come here through our ESL Academy program. One of the unique things about the ESL Academy that makes us probably stand out among other intensive English programs is that we offer what we call content-based instruction. This is a really cutting-edge idea of teaching English, where we teach English through the medium of your disciplines. For example, if you are a student who wants to study business or engineering, or maybe you are a medicine or dental student, we are able to offer you at the high intermediate level instruction in reading, writing, listening, speaking, where you are learning English through the area of your major. We provide opportunities for reading and researching and writing in a classroom where you can learn more about your topic with the support of the teacher and develop the language skills around your major. By the time that you're ready to go on to the university, you have developed a strong set of skills in your major area of study that will allow you to be at the same level as Native American speakers. We really feel that this content-based instruction prepares you with a rigorous academic program and sound preparation for degree program at CU Denver. For those of you who don't know anything about the ESL Academy at the University of Colorado, Denver, we are now in our 3rd year. So our school is pretty modern. We have smart classrooms with flat screen televisions, overhead projectors, and teachers use digital document cameras to project student work, as well as textbook material and other language material on the board for you to see. We have 2 computer labs for research and writing, speaking, as well as typing practice. This totals about 44 computers for students to use during classroom and their free time. Our space was designed by an internationally renowned architecture firm, and as a result, it is very comfortable. We have a warm, decorative palette in the school, and our lounge chairs in our lounge area helps you feel at home. We also have a resource library and study rooms. It really is one of the best intensive English programs that I have ever belonged to, because we have our own self-contained space where students are able to interact and meet with their teachers inside and outside class on a regular basis. Maria Caligna, another question from you. If you have an IELTS score of 6.0, the IELTS entrance requirement for the University of Colorado, Denver is 6.5. As a result, you could apply for your admission to the university, and then you could complete 1 or 2 terms at the ESL Academy without having to take your TOEFL or IELTS score again. For those of you who don't know, if you finish our highest level 5, which I will talk about shortly, then the students do not need to take your TOEFL or IELTS. I hope that answered your question. All of our coordinators and specialists here are very professional. They have extensive work experience overseas. They have worked, traveled, and studied in countries all across the world. All of our ESL specialists or instructors have a master's degree or higher. We also belong to several professional associations like English USA and TESOL, and many of them, including myself, have given presentations at major conferences around the country so that we can stay ahead of the curve when it comes to language teaching. I'd like to talk a little bit now about one of the great things about coming to Colorado. University of Colorado, Denver in Denver, Colorado is in the western part of the United States. And by studying in a state like this, where you have access to a clean mountain environment, there are so many different opportunities for you. Being in Denver, Colorado, the city right now is growing rapidly. It has one of the strongest economies in the United States. During the summer months and the early fall, students are able to go whitewater rafting, which you can see from this picture here, which we take a group of students up to Idaho Springs, along with all of our instructors, and we go rafting for an hour and a half, and then we have a picnic afterwards. We are also very, very close to the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. Therefore, students are able to go horseback riding around Bear Creek Lake Park, which is in Morrison, Colorado, just 30 minutes west of here. We are also home to the famous Colorado Rockies baseball team, and we are actually within walking distance to Coors Field, where the Colorado Rockies play. As a result, there are always tickets available, and we offer students tickets to go to see the Colorado Rockies. And here you can see a group of our students who were there just this last year. If you like thrill rides, we are just a short bus ride to the famous Elitch Gardens, an amusement park located right downtown Denver. And we go there in the summertime, and we take students there. In the winter months, of course, there are a lot of other activities that you can do. We have the All-American Monster Jam, which is a truck smash-up at the Pepsi Center. Students really love to go see that event because they have an opportunity to experience some real American culture firsthand. Or you can grab a drink with the classmates on the 16th Street Mall. ESL Academy is located on the famous 16th Street Mall, which is a pedestrian-only area of the city, which means there are no cars. There are several shops, restaurants, and cafes. And here, what you see is a picture here of students who have gone together after class to get a warm hot chocolate. Of course, all you need to do is go onto the map and find out where Denver, Colorado is, and you'll see that we are located right in among the Rocky Mountains. If you come from countries where you have snow, or if you come from a country that has no snow, this is your opportunity to learn some of the best skiing and snowboarding anywhere in the world. Right now, we have several feet of beautiful, hard-packed snow for you to experience. Every mountain resort here in Denver, Colorado has affordable opportunities for you to learn how to ski. In the summertime, you can also take advantage of those mountains, as you see here on the right-hand side of the slide. Because we live in such a clean environment, students like yourselves are able to rent bikes. For example, you can go to Breckenridge Mountain and take the gondola up to the lowest peak and rent a mountain bike, and you can ski up and down you can mountain bike up and down Breckenridge Mountain all day long. There is endless biking and hiking trails throughout the city and in the mountains, as well as other outdoor activities such as camping, and mountain climbing and rock climbing as well. We promise you, if you study here in Denver, Colorado, you'll never be bored. I'd like to transition now to go back to a little bit of academics, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some of your questions about transitioning to the university. The University of Colorado, ESL Academy, works very closely with the international admissions team. They are the group of people that review applications for the university degree programs. When you come to the ESL Academy, you will meet with me or you'll meet with one of our specialists to create an individual study plan. At that time, we'll be able to tell you exactly what level you're in and how long it will take you before you can move on to the university. In addition, the Director of International Admissions will speak to all students about our various degree programs and the university application process. Myself, representatives from International Admissions, and our program coordinators monitor your application and your progress to make sure that you are on track to graduate. Once you've been admitted to the university, we will continue to assess your program. ESL and International Mission staff are available to meet with you at any time. We can help you with your personal essay, with your references, and as well as to help you get transcripts from your universities or from your schools. I'd like to take a question now from Aziz, who said out-of-state tuitions are twice that of in-state. The reason why is in-state tuitions are for students who are native U.S. citizens who currently reside here in the state of Colorado. International tuition or out-of-state tuition is priced differently because the students here in Colorado are a recipient of certain types of tax benefits. And I think that you will find that this is typical of all states across the country. If you are a resident of Colorado and you go to high school here, you're an American student, your tuition will be different than an international student, and therefore you will have to pay out-of-state tuition. Aziz, I hope that answered your question. Going back to Maria's question earlier, if you finish our highest level 5, you can skip the TOEFL or the IELTS. In order to be accepted into a degree program at the University of Colorado, Denver, you need to have a 6.5 on the IELTS or a 75 on the TOEFL. The ESL Academy is an academically rigorous program, and we have an agreement with the University of Colorado, Denver that says when a student finishes our program and they graduate from our highest level, that they have achieved the language proficiency that is required to go to the university. In addition, the training that you get by being in the classroom and working with instructors who have direct access to curricula and other resources at the university, they really know what is expected of you when you go into your degree program. So if you successfully complete the ESL Academy's highest level 5, you do not need to take TOEFL or IELTS. Here on this slide, you can see 2 pictures of recent graduations. Every term, we graduate about 15 to 30 students. They complete our highest level. This is an exciting day because, as I mentioned earlier, because we work so closely with international admissions, many of our students are able to receive their full admission letter on the day of graduation. So it really is a tremendous opportunity to celebrate your success as well. Just to summarize, the University of Colorado, Denver, we have top academic rankings. We are part of the Anschutz Medical Campus, which has some of the highest accredited health programs in the nation. We offer 130 degree programs in architecture, urban planning, civil and mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering. We also have a business school where you can take degrees in marketing and finance. And we also have a College of Liberal Arts and Sciences where you can study subjects such as chemistry, biochemistry, physics, math, as well as traditional subjects such as political science and economics. Denver, Colorado is growing rapidly. If you go onto the internet and do a search of Denver, you will find stories about how this city is thriving. We are located right in the western United States. We are also a hub to United Airlines, so we have international flights to all over the world. We have a direct flight from Denver, Colorado to Japan. In addition, as a hub for United, you can make connections to any city on the East Coast to continue your journey onto Europe or other parts to the east as well. So because we have a strong international airport, a strong city economy, students have found that this is a really wonderful place to study and learn that is safe and clean and very, very friendly. Finally, if you want to learn more about the ESL Academy, on this slide here, you can apply online at esl.ucdenver.edu, or you can also go onto that page and learn more about our program and our start dates. If you go on to the FAQs and click our calendar or our tuition and fees, you'll see how much it costs to attend here. Again, if your English level is a lot higher, you will spend less time at the ESL Academy and more time at the university. We have 5 levels here, so we accept students from very beginner up until the advanced level. Therefore, there's so many opportunities for you to study and really improve your English so that you can be successful in university. In addition to our website, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/cudenver.eslacademy. I really encourage you to like our page so that you can find out what we're doing here every single day. Right now, because it's the Olympics, we have Olympic competition every single day among students from all parts of the world. They are competing in different academic activities such as reading and spelling bees and trivia quizzes. and whichever class receives the highest points will have a special celebration. In addition to our Facebook page, you can also follow all of our activity on Twitter at twitter.com/CUDenver_ESL. Again, thank you very much for joining me this morning here in Denver, Colorado. That is the end of my presentation. However, I'm happy to take your questions at this time if anybody would like to ask any specific questions. Do we have any other questions from the audience today? We have several more minutes left. I can answer any of your questions. Right now here in Denver, Colorado, at the ESL Academy, we have about 85 students at the ESL Academy. We expect to be about 100 students in our next term, which starts on March 19th. We will be receiving about 19 students from Brazil, our Brazil Scientific Mobility Program. We have students from Saudi Arabia, Libya, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and Kuwait, as well as China, Taiwan, and Thailand. We also have students from Venezuela, Mexico, and Colombia as well. And we often get students from Europe, such as France and Spain. I'd like to answer a question from Tess, who asked, how can I apply? If you go to esl.ucdenver.edu, you will find the link for the ability to apply directly through our website. We will ask you some basic information. You'll be asked to have a copy of your passport as well, so that proof that you have finished high school, and that way we are able to process your application. Once we have all of your information, we will invite you to Skype, which means you'll have a personal Skype interview with me or one of our program coordinators, so that we can figure out what your level is before you arrive, so that we make sure that we have a specific seat for you in that level. When students arrive at the ESL Academy, then they will take a placement test, and we'll ask you to write an essay for an hour. Then you will take a reading and grammar test, and you'll have another speaking and listening test with one of our instructors. Based on the combination of all of those results of your placement, we'll figure out what is going to be the right level for you. Thank you very much for your question, Tess. Are there any other questions out there today? If you have any questions after this presentation, you can go to esl.ucdenver.edu, and there you can ask us any questions anytime, any day of night, and we will get back to you within 24 hours. In addition, if you like us on our Facebook page, you can also ask us questions through that way as well. So we are available to you anytime. Our phone number and contact and mailing address is also on our website. So if you prefer to call or Skype with us, we're happy to take your questions that way as well. Great. I have another question from Tess, who asked me, how is living in Denver? Tell me a little bit about Denver. As I mentioned earlier, Denver is one of the clean mountain states. We are in the western part of the United States. Just to give you a typical example, a plane ride from Denver, Colorado to Los Angeles or San Francisco takes about 2 hours. We have a very, very large international airport. So if you come to Denver and want to travel to LA or take a flight to New York or Boston, a flight to Boston or New York takes about 3 hours, to Chicago about an hour and a half. Because we are so centrally located and we are the largest city in the western states of the United States, we have a very, very strong economy here. We have a very strong real estate and housing market. We are also the headquarters to many high-tech companies, as well as a company called Sports Authority. And so because we have high-tech technology companies, we have several major hospitals, including the Anschutz University of Colorado Denver Hospital, and because we are very, very close to great towns such as Boulder and Fort Collins and Colorado Springs, living in Denver, Colorado is very ideal. Students here find it great because they are very, very friendly. We have a very, very young population here in Denver. People are moving here from all over the country because of the lifestyle here in Denver. It is a very clean state, and we have a lot of technologies working on renewable energies and biotechnology, and of course our business sector supports all of those areas as well. Housing is a lot cheaper here than it is in most major cities in the United States. As a result, students are able to live here affordably because rents are not very high and the cost of living is actually quite low. So it really is an ideal place. It's easy to get around. We have a major bus transportation as well as light rail to various parts of the city. And it's very easy to get out to the mountains during the wintertime to learn how to ski, or in the summertime to go mountain biking or hiking. I think if you go to our Facebook page or do any searching on Denver, you will learn a lot more about our city. But hopefully I've shared with you today some of the great things about living here. In addition, if you see the slide here, you will see two of our staff people around the table where we celebrated the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl just last month. Unfortunately, we lost that Super Bowl to the Seattle Seahawks, but I can tell you that the spirit here at the school was very high, and all of our students were able to sit in Mr. Adams' class and learn a little bit about American football, and then partake in a little bit of celebration before that Super Bowl weekend. Denver has sports teams representing almost every major sport. We have a professional football team, professional baseball team, a soccer team, hockey team, lacrosse team, rugby team. So we have sports and basketball as well. So we have sports opportunities and sports venues for people to visit if you'd like that to understand a little bit more and participate in American sports. So thank you, Tess, for your question. That's a great question to learn a little bit more about living in Denver. I have time for about one or two more questions if anyone else would like to ask me. Again, just to review a little bit about our program. The ESL Academy is an academically rigorous program because our goal is to make sure that you can be successful at the university. If you are not necessarily planning to go to university, however, you want to come to the United States to learn English, maybe improve your language proficiency so that you can go back and continue in your country, or maybe you'd like to spend a semester or a year here before you go and continue your own educational or work opportunities in your country. We have students from a variety of different backgrounds here. I have students here who are young college students who are trying to get to university. I have students here who have their degree already but are looking to get a master's or PhD. And I also have students who have worked for a couple years and want to go back so that they can get a better job. Because of that flexibility and our flexible start dates and our rigorous academic curriculum, students really benefit from being in an ideal location in a rigorous language program. And there really is so many opportunities for you here to improve your language and really immerse yourself in the American life and culture. Well, thank you, everybody. I don't see any more questions. So at this time, if there aren't any more questions, I'm going to end the presentation. Again, you can always come back to College Week Live and look at the early part of the presentation. Remember to go to our website at esl.ucdenver.edu so that you can learn more about our program as well as apply online. I really encourage you to visit our Facebook page or subscribe to our Twitter, and that way you can constantly keep in touch with everything that's going here in the ESL Academy on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. And for those of you that came in a little bit later and are watching this after the live feed, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you at the ESL Academy very, very soon. Take care, everybody.